Hello and welcome to another Dishonored 2 Speedrun Retrospective episode. Today's mission 4, but before we start and do anything, take a look at mission 1, 2 and 3 speedrun charts, how the times went over time. We're also going to have one for mission 4 at the end of the video. If you want to take a closer look at these, I'll post them in the description. There's been a bunch of reasons why this episode took a month to complete. I won't bore you to death, don't worry about it. Thanks for waiting. If you don't wait, that's okay. Look at this. Look at how much stuff we have. The first proper area of this mission. We have a trigger zone. We'll talk about this extensively. We have a potion. Is that all? No. We have a black bone charm, which could give you Fleet Fighter. Swift Stalker from the normal bone charm. We have 2 paintings, a bunch of cash, 2 runes, a singular rune on top of that. Not to even mention the incendiary darts. So all of these things will be picked up at some point, but this area right here is the most interesting, most important thing, because before we have touched a trigger zone on top or inside the building, nothing happens. We cannot proceed. We have no way of proceeding to the next part of the mission. Touching this part allows a cart to come to the station, and you have to use that cart to proceed. And that kind of sucks. It's a real bummer. And you'll see a lot of effort has gone through trying to minimize the time that it takes going from the starting position to on top of that station. But the first run obviously wasn't too worried about that. We knew about the trigger, but it wasn't like a big concern. It's day 1. It's chill. No need to worry about it. I'm going to use this downtime to explain that. There's very slightly different format here. I won't be highlighting the run times that much. They're going to be at the very start of each segment because there's just so much to cut through. So instead of going to the ending clip every time and saying, oh, he finished this run at blah, 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 you'll just have to take a look at the start and at the very end, I'll show you a graph showing the entire time. There's just so many strats to go through. It's actually insane, so very luckily for us, the rest of the mission is normal. There is no weird stuff anymore. We have to go inside this mansion, we have to kill Jindosh, we have to rescue Sokolov, and we have to return to our spawn location. And here the first run chose a very peculiar method to get to this door. If you keep double jumping on these electrified rails, you might take damage, you might even get staggered, but it's very unlikely you'll actually die from it. If you had blocked during the jumping, that would basically negate the speed loss that you get from when you get damaged. But hey, first day and everything. And here is something amazingly magnificent that I'm kind of excited to show you. This route, one of a kind. Nobody else did this. Nobody else did this. Going through that specific route there is grandiose in my opinion. It's fantastic. This mana potion, nobody else in the history of mankind has ever grabbed it. That's maybe a lie, but you get the point. It's fun. And maybe not fast, as this did take almost 5 minutes to complete, but that's okay. That's not what we're here for. We're here to stab and kick Jindosh in the nuts. Well, we don't stab his nuts, but you get what I mean. And we take this fantastic elevator. As you might have guessed, yes, there's going to be faster ways to do all of this, but as per usual, we're going to take a full look at the very first run, and then I'll show you at the end a full run of the current day's strategies, and you'll see the difference, and that's going to be great. So here inside this maze, we have our hostage. Again, Anton Sokolov from the first game. Again, he's just stuck here, and it's very unfortunate. But we'll just have to do this. We'll have to talk to him. Later on, we'll learn how to skip this cutscene, but we didn't know about that magic yet, and that's okay. What you have to know is that you move extremely slowly when you're carrying a body. So you'd want to most likely save as much mana for this section as possible. And you can see there's a lot of blinking going on because your movement speed is basically halted. And this is the same room that we entered in, and then we'll take this nice exit here the same way again. We're basically just backtracking at this point. Slightly got a bit lost. Don't worry about it. Might be canon, might not be canon. Was that me? Was that Votium on day 1? Who knows? It was me. I got lost. I'm not gonna lie. I've never fucking been there. I've never been that lost. Holy shit. Anyway, once we exit with Sokolov, we get to the station, and we'll just have to take him to Megan. And that's day one. That's basically the route. Like I alluded to earlier, this will be a bit messy because we're going to have 25 iterations on this route, give or take. A lot of them are going to touch the early, late, mid part, etc. So it's all going to be jumbled together. So just please have patience. I promise it will make sense in the end. We see this run already taking a very, very different route. We're skipping the potion on the left, and we're just going from here and climbing on top of the station. Again, hitting the trigger point. And we can see this potion being picked up, and then we just chill. Again, a lot of variations, a lot of them. Which one's right, which one's the best? Well, you'll see in the end. But spoilers, every single route should pretty much pick that mana potion up. It's free real estate. Here we see this run opting to go for this specific route instead of the railing jumps, which I cannot really blame them. I mean, it looked kind of dangerous. This, I mean, is it that much better? I don't know. You'll have to be the judge. It's less mana used at least, and, well, you don't risk getting electrocuted. When we head inside the mansion, we get to see our first glimpse at what I would consider to be the modern route. The modern, like, bare-bone version, basically. We have to get rid of this whale oil tank, so we can go through this wall of light. And this potion on the left, if you've ever played this game, your frames might have dipped right there. Why? We don't know. It's just one of those things, thanks to Dishonored 2. And also, as much fun as it is kicking Jindosh in the nuts, maybe it's faster to just shoot him. And by maybe, I mean definitely. The last change on this route we'll see is that we're not going to bother taking that window out because, well, we can just take the front door right here. Fantastic. Less fiddly as well. I can't get lost when recording this, right? Right? Here's a quick glimpse at another variation of the intro. What if you wanted to grab the mana potion? What routes do you have to go up? Well, this runner chose to go through here, which isn't that bad, all things considered. The alternative jump to this, that we'll see in a moment, is much worse with Blink 1, so he chose that. The more impressive contribution of this run was this double blink into Sokolov's chambers. That's very sexy. Using that bookshelf like that, oh man, that does numbers for me. But I'm pretty sure, even though it was in my run, I did not invent shooting the whale oil tank. That is an amazing strategy. This is the alternative way to get up there after checking the potion that I mentioned earlier. CV Hanky took a bit of an easier route. Björny, he's a tough bastard and he does that blink. It really sucks. Give it a go on your own with Blink 1. It blows, just like the chances of getting Fleet Fighter from there. It kind of sucks, and trying to get Swift Stalker here, both of those chances are very low, sadly. Another pretty cool strat is skipping Sokolov's dialogue by sleep darting him. The thing is that on older patches, if you tried sleep darting and you had loaded a save inside the mansion, it would kill Sokolov. This is why we thought it just kills him. But if you didn't have to reload a save inside the mansion, then you could skip his dialogue. It was like a nice little reward for not fucking anything up. As time went on, we started worrying more and more about mana, and we figured out that, hey, maybe grabbing this potion here, right at the start of this mansion section, is a good thing to do. And it really is. We still grab it to this day. If you remember when I showed you that little map with like the potion and the runes and stuff, well, now it's time to get some of that money. Again, we see this tough as nails jump. It's not like an amazing precision jump, but it's still kind of sucky. And we see a painting and some money being grabbed, and then even more money inside here. Now, I'll have to tell you that the reason for this money is because before we knew leaps existed, we had actually rooted in a shop in Mission 5. You'll see that in the next episode in 3 years. I'm kidding. Hopefully faster than this. Couple months after that last potion at the very start of this section, we started popping this one as well. Because again, we needed all the mana, we were spending it so much, dear lord. Now it's August, and if you followed the previous episodes, you might realize that now is when leaps were discovered. Yeah, right after the summer of 2017, money is now irrelevant. Who needs money? We'll just leap everywhere. Well, this is the first world record after leap, so we didn't actually leap everywhere, but you'll see that we still got some. Variation of this one and like a more advanced version is still used. This leap is just great. It's amazing. It's so fast. And speaking of amazing leaps, even though this isn't used anymore, there is a faster version. This leap is great. It's just fancy. And it allows you to just trigger the guards really early, and you have this much time to go and grab the potion and everything. Everything just moves in so nicely together. It just feels really good. Oh, and you have enough time to kick these guards as well, so hey, that's always a bonus. If we're like 100% accurate to the Dishonored 2 speedrunning canonical lore, it's only at this run when I actually started kicking them down in 2019. I'm sorry. But it's still true, the other route lets you do this, I just never did. Some thought obviously also went into the routing with Sokolov because he's really slow, like I mentioned earlier, and we didn't always just want to burn more mana. And turns out, going through this elevator, I timed it a bunch, is a bit faster, and it allows us to just get like a nice straight blink to this potion. It's very sweet. Sadly, the very opposite of sweet, I don't know, bitter, is these leaps. There's a couple variants of this leaps before we found the one we're using now, and they're all painful. I hate all of them. So with Blink 1, we couldn't really easily make it from this railing all the way to top left there. That will be solved soon, but this leap right there allows for a pretty nice execution anyway. This is a very one-off sort of thing, but there are incendiary darts that we pick up in Mission 8, and we were kind of spitballing and wondering how could we maybe skip them. And because we have a set amount of time here, you know, I thought maybe we should grab incendiaries here in this mission instead and skip them in Mission 8. It didn't really work out because I opted to route in Blink 2 instead, and we don't have time to pick up runes and indices. This ending leap variation is the worst. Don't even at me. I don't know why, but I'm so bad at it. If you like it, you're weird. We're gonna go back to the intro for like a very short amount of time because we can just blink through this wall. Nice. And this was also the first run with Blink 2. So if you remember in Mission 3 we pick up that extra rune at the end and it's really kind of awkward and tight. That's what she never said. Well, we'll have to pick up the rest of the runes here. We'll have to pick up 3. So 1 from the back alley and then 2 from up here. We do not get this cutscene because we're in combat with those people from the back alley. It's pretty great. A couple days later, this leap really came in clutch because we have to save all the time we can to make it here in time very safely. And to wrap this ending section here, this is the last leap variation, and I really like it. I don't know why, I might be alone in it, but it's pretty sweet. Instead of doing a blink into the leap, we just do a leap into the leap, the double leap strat. This sadly didn't last because we have an even faster strategy to show you. Before I start rambling about random stuff, this first strategy I have to explain to you. What we do is we bump into a guard, and while he's in this weird animation, he's like startled, we blink through him and we activate the station, you know, the station wagon trigger with our head by jumping right under the railing. Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. How do you go through the wall of light? Well, you don't have any travel animation when you are blinking through a partial human, or I'm guessing any enemy or an NPC would work, when they are in an active animation. That's the best way I can tell you. So if you have an NPC who's just standing still, you cannot do it. But if you have, you know, a guard that's like startled, then you can do it. But yeah, that's an insane strat as well. Seeker came up with a bunch of random bullshit to this run, and yeah, it's been crazy. It's been as low as 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Sub 3 for this split looked like a pipe dream a long time ago, and now I think we can push it to be like a low 250. Maybe not below 250. I don't think we have 6 seconds to spare, but I'm guessing like 2-3 seconds more we can pull off. That's insane. But yeah, I'm truly sorry for, making people wait, but I did move in. This is my rambling bullshit thing. The runs basically end. It's like done. So amazing. I'll show you the charts and stuff, but now I'm gonna ramble, okay? I moved to be with my girlfriend 150 kilometers away. I dragged my PC and everything. It's a new apartment, but we can't open the balcony. I've been dying every day. I sweat like a pig. I am a pig, basically. And it's been insane. I haven't even been able to stream properly. I haven't been able to do anything properly. A bunch of real life stuff getting in the way, but I did want to work on this, and I've been working on it a bit, but I did the majority of this work in about 6 hours today. I woke up at 10 a.m. and I was like, hey, let's go. It's 4 p.m. currently. I'm going to put this to render and upload it. So yeah, I didn't forget about it. I still have a couple of other projects as well. But, life's life. It's okay. It's not that serious, but I had a blast making this. Again, it's like a nice nostalgia thing. And hopefully you had fun watching this. And yeah, I did throw Circle up there, and I was like, I'm not going to do a second take. Screw you. But yeah, hopefully Conservatory will get it a bit faster out. And I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much for all the nice and kind comments. They really help, and they really mean a lot, so I appreciate it. There was one dude who came to my stream and said, you need to publish the Mission 4 now. And I was like, don't do that. But everybody else has been nice. So hey, thank you. Love you guys. Bye-bye.